All right. Impromptu broadcast to talk about some gang activity, you know?
We interrupt your news program from this I Hate the Scene news bulletin.
And we're here.
That's fucking hilarious because I thought you were gonna say that. I didn't think you were gonna say we're back. I was like, and we're here.
We're here. We are here. This
We
this
are
is how
here.
it
We are
happens.
present.
Oh, now you're coming in on one side of my speakers. Did I just screw this up or did you? I
Me?
probably
Oh
screwed
no.
it up. I screw up everything, dude.
Shut the
So it was
fuck up,
announced.
man.
It was announced earlier today that Young Thug, rapper Gunna, and 26 other YSL members were arrested on RICO charges. RICO charges. I know a lot of younger people don't know what that is. If you come out of the hip hop game from like the 80s and 90s, you've definitely heard of RICO. Or if you had an uncle in the mafia, you probably know what it is. But this is insanity. This isn't your rapper getting arrested on a gun charge or a weed charge or even a murder charge. Okay, because we've seen a lot of rappers beat murder charges like it ain't shit. This is a RICO charge. This is what every criminal fears. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. All right, so we have all these Atlanta rappers. Like with these arrests, like there's about 60% of Atlanta. Like it's just all the rappers are under arrest. There's no rappers in Atlanta right now because of all this. They're currently in jail awaiting like sentencing and all this shit. This is fucking ridiculous, dude. RICO is short for Racketeering Influence and Corruptions Act. It was created in the 70s to stop organized crime like mafias, gangs, that sort of thing. Um, you don't just charge one person with a crime. With RICO, you are able to charge everybody in the gang, in the mafia, everybody that they picked up. All 26 plus people that they picked up are being charged with every single crime,
Say
racketeering,
we could say
conspiracy to commit murder.
organizations.
Yeah, organization.
Organizations
And the
under the
biggest
broad
charge,
term.
the biggest charge that's coming out of this is allegedly Young Thug ordered a hit in prison on incarcerated rapper YFN Lucci.
Hmm.
That's crazy to me.
That's
This
pretty
got
wild.
this got brought up on Twitter, and some people are saying, "Oh no, that's impossible. That wouldn't happen." And it's totally plausible because a lot of people know the story about Young Thug and Baby trying to have Lil Wayne murdered back in like 2015, I believe it was. His bus got shot up, and it was something connected back to them. And essentially, Baby left this man hanging in jail because he took the rap for this shooting and didn't have any connection to Baby or didn't bring their name up or anything. Then never got helped out or financial compensation, whatever the fuck it was. Baby Birdman didn't hold up his end of the deal, and this dude stayed in jail and was a sucker over the whole thing. So he was the fall guy. He flip flopped his story, so by the time he tried to tell the truth, no one believed him, and he's stuck in prison for trying to kill Wayne, something that someone else orchestrated. So this
Damn.
is all insane. You're seeing a giant record label and like rappers that chart on Billboard like top 25 hits. Like it was only a couple months ago when I was on tour and Pushin' P from Gunna featuring Young Thug and Future was the number one song in America. And now we're talking about two of those dudes going to jail. They're talking about other rappers possibly having charges brought up like Little Baby. And this just fucking insane.
That was like one of my that was like one of my thoughts about it. It was like, think of how polarizing of a figure that Young Thug is in modern hip hop right now, and think of how many people are connected to him. Like, that's some, you know what I mean? Like, and nobody knows what anyone's doing behind the scenes and shit. That's why it's even weird to even speculate on it. But it's just like, yeah, like I mean, if I was like a friend of his, I'd probably be a little worried about what the fuck was going on with that, just because like, especially if like if like they're using Young Thug's music as evidence. So like, if you're on one of them songs, you're just like, shit, like you know what I mean? It's crazy, and it's like it's also wild because like I mean, there's what out of Georgia, I've seen like in New York. they're trying to get a bill passed where you can stop using artists' lyrics against them as evidence.
Yeah, because that's about to happen in this case. They're about to use lyrics from Young Thug and Gunna's songs against them in court, and it's ridiculous. The reason they're going so hard at this is the Fulton County District Attorney, apparently, her main goal is to curtail street and gang violence, since that's 4/5 of all the violent crime in the Atlanta community. She said 75% to 80% of all the violent crime in our community. That's where it stems from. It doesn't matter your notoriety or fame. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, and you commit crimes, you are going to be a target and a focus of this district attorney's office. So they definitely want to put someone high profile like this out there. Like, you can't fuck around. Young Thug also caught like 7 additional felony charges. You can actually see them. Look at this.
Wow.
Okay, we're talking Jeffrey Lamar Williams. Okay, he's booked, all this shit. Conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. Participation in criminal street gang activity. Possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. That probably means he had a shit ton of it. Possession of a scheduled 3, 4, 5 controlled substance. So that's like, what, coke or molly or something?
I have no idea. Probably something crazy. I'm not too
Possession of a
educated on that.
firearm during commission of a felony. That's not good. Possession of a sawed-off shotgun. Ooh.
No, it says, what is it? Possession of sawed-off shotgun, sawed-off rifle, machine gun, dangerous weapon, or silencer. So, like, any one of those 3 things, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if I were to guess, it's probably a Draco.
A Draco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A machine gun or like something along them lines, or, you know, who knows? I don't know. I don't know who fucking knows, but...
And then 3 counts of unlawful for person employed by or associated with criminal street gang to participate in criminal activity. Oh, man.
Bro, that's so crazy. He's also 6'3" and 140 pounds. Like,
that's a skinny motherfucker, dude.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you're 140 pounds. He's a featherweight. He'd be in there ready to fight Dan Hooker. Like, he's a featherweight.
This is bad, man. This is bad.
It's bad.
This is worse than when Snoop or had to face a murder trial, or Gucci had to get locked up. Like, RICO charges. They're talking about
this is a
Young
whole fucking
Thug,
record label.
and they're talking about them facing life in prison over this shit. They are calling them a street gang. They want them in prison as bad as, like, they wanted the mafia in prison. Like, here's Thug getting arrested, and, like, Gunna had to turn himself in this morning.
I didn't know they had mugshots yet.
Yeah, that's an ugly mugshot. Yeah, that's his mugshot. Here's Thug's mugshot. That's the thumbnail we used for the episode.
Man, that's bad,
man. Like, I don't know how you get out of this.
Well, first off, it's a really good lawyer. They better call Matt Murdock. They need a really good lawyer. They can't
56
really do that.
count indictment in Fulton County. 56 count grand jury indictment charges 28 members and associates of Young Slime Life, or YSL.
It's just...
The indictment includes charges of conspiracy to violate the RICO Act, murder, armed robbery, participation in criminal street gang activity. Jesus.
Gotta stop telling people. Gotta stop telling on themselves on songs. Like, people gotta stop doing it.
So it says Gunna is facing 1 count of conspiracy to violate RICO. YSL is a criminal street gang that started in late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta. YSL claims affiliation with the National Bloods gang. YSL's founders were Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, aka Slime, Walter Murphy, a.k.a. DK, and Shrontavious Stevens, a.k.a. Trick, a.k.a. Slug. Those are all people you will find on the YSL compilation album, by the way. Probably talking about much of the shit they're being charged with in here. These are true-to-life thugs, man. Like...
You always wonder how much like, you know, there's always the biggest question I feel like in hip hop is the authenticity. Are these rappers really doing the stuff that they're saying? And I think we got our answer.
Here's
I think we got our answer, man.
here's the worst part of it all is the fact, like I mentioned, Young Thug. Okay, quote: prosecutors allege that two associates, Christian Eppinger and Antonio Sumlin, worked to get permission of Young Thug to make a second attempt to murder YFN Lucci while he's jailed in Fulton County. Ooh, the two rappers had a long-standing beef, dates back to 2017. YFN Lucci's Mercedes SUV was shot up in Atlanta back in 2019. He was unscathed in the shooting. In January, Lucci claimed he was stabbed while in jail awaiting trial on murder charges. Thug is also reportedly accused of renting a car that was used in a murder in 2015. Jesus. Quote: Young Thug is accused of renting 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan from Hertz, which was used in the commission of the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival gang member, on January 10th, 2015. According to indictment, oh my god. Prosecutor Sergio Gunna Kitchens, associate of YSL, accused of appearing in a video released on social media titled Fox 5, wearing a YSL pennant and a slat pennant with lyrics stating, "We got 10 hunted round choppers." I want to go listen to that song right now. Fox 5.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's video of Thug being arrested on the internet. There's pictures of it. Yeah, because I guess they know where he lives. There's a whole video of him being escorted out and arrested.
Yeah, I'm sure they have access to that kind of stuff.
Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, quote: Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever, and we will fight to my last drop of blood to clear him. Ooh, because he paying you, bro.
Hell yeah. That's the lawyer he probably got on like retainer type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so Johnny Hex has a good question here. I'm confused about the label part of this. When it comes to some of these rappers, as Jordan was saying, like, we question if they're real to life or if they're just making this shit up. Some of these rappers, their record label is the gang. It's a way to money launder and go legit instead of, continuing to hustle. It's insane. A lot of them are funded with drug money, and that's why RICO is like a rapper's worst enemy. YSL, yeah, Young Slime Life is the label that like Gunna and all of them are on, wearing YSL pennants, and Slat. Slat is Slime Life all the time. And that's the shit they rep.
That's new to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Slat.
I forget what song I was just listening to today. I think it was Draymond, where Stove God Cooks is talking about needing to dodge the RICO.
Yep. It's the worst, dude.
RICO got Pabrico on my shirt.
The Alcoholics' last album in 2006, Firewater, there's like 3 or 4 songs where they mention RICO. RICO's still RICO. Yeah, it's the shit. The label part of this, Johnny, is that the label could all be taken down. With RICO, anything the government deems was funded with drug money or whatever your criminal enterprise is, paid for murder, hire for murder, whatever it is, if you bought houses, cars, a record label, studio, whatever it may be, and they all deem that it came from illegal money, then they will take all of it. That's what RICO is. So if they deem that YSL is really this gang, they're gonna take all this shit. They're gonna take all his cars, his mansion, whatever studio is linked up to it. If any businesses are tied to YSL, like all that shit, the funds, all of it, they seize it all. It sucks. So that the whole label could go down. Like
Gone.
We look at Griselda, they don't have this type of issue, but Griselda raps about hustling and shit, and like they're named after one of the biggest drug dealers of all time, Griselda Blanco. A lot of these labels, that's what they are. Like G-Unit. G-Unit was like kind of a gang and a record label. Like, I'm sure back in the day, Wu-Tang had like more affiliates than the people you see on the, rapping on the records.
You think so?
I think everyone does. Everyone that's real. I mean, because you see 6ix9ine don't. He was renting the Bloods, literally.
Yeah. Seriously, which is wild to think about. But like, I
Ti and his label.
yeah,
I mean, he was keeping enough guns for an arsenal. Rick Ross, the Carroll City Cartel, or whatever them dudes were. And I don't know. I just think all these dudes, like, if they aren't a real gang, they're trying to play one on TV, so to speak. You know,
mm-hmm.
like everyone wants to come up and make a label. It's like, oh, it's the Dope City fuckboy clique. And it's like, we Dope City fresh, bro. That's what we are, bro. And we're a real gang. But we're also like, I paid $175 on TuneCore. And now I can release my songs online under this name. Is really what it is. And they just say they're a gang. But when it comes to YSL, we're talking about the real thing. This is a real gang. And it's not cool. It's not something to glorify. Like, these dudes are in deep shit over all this. It's not fun.
Yeah, like a lot of these dudes are probably gonna do some serious fucking prison time.
Didn't the government call ICP something? The FBI tried to put juggalos on, what, a terrorist list and say that they were like a nationwide gang? I don't know what type of crimes juggalos are out there committing. I mean, maybe it's like, simple petty theft of
Hatchet,
Fago.
hatchet assault.
Oh my god, yeah, hatchet man assaults are on the rise in Detroit or what? But they tried to put them on that list, and there was a massive petition, and they were trying to have the Million Juggalo March on DC. It was definitely not a million juggalos, but since juggalos can't count, they got to like 1,000, and that was good enough.
Yeah,
This is just insane to me. This whole
yeah.
RICO, because I think these guys are going away for a long time, dude. I don't know how they
Mm.
beat it. Like there's people on Twitter already saying free Thug, free Gunna, but then there's also some girl that was asking, how do you beat a RICO charge asking for a friend? I don't know. Like, it's like, I hate to break it to you, like, you kind of don't. I mean, have you seen Scarface? Like, fast forward to the end of the
Usually,
movie.
usually when I feel like usually when they hit you with a RICO charge, that means they have something big on you. Like you can't. I don't think you can really hit somebody with a RICO charge off of fucking hearsay or just like things you like. They have to have something concrete in that. You know, I don't know, man. It's wild. Really not much to react to on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like well, here's what the thing is. What I don't understand is if you have the success that like you don't you
Say
why are
it.
you still in the
It's
street?
going to be a valid point.
Like if you have the success, why are you still in the street?
What do you have to prove at that point? Did you not get something done? Are the records not cutting it enough? Because me and you, we have similar music tastes when it comes to the Griselda shit. And Benny the Butcher, he has that song, 10 More Crack Commandments. And he says in that song, you want to like get in to get out. You want to get out of this shit. That's why I'm telling stories of what I used to do. And I don't know. Whenever I see rappers get back into this shit, it's I wonder why. Because I didn't understand when Ti got arrested having that many guns. I don't know. There was a little flip beef that kind of ended, but I don't know what he's carrying that much around for in tour buses. I don't know why Lil Wayne's packing all that heat. Well, I guess we do know why Lil Wayne's packing that heat because Young Thug's trying to murder him. Young Thug and
Yeah.
Baby are trying to fucking murder him. But there's a lot of dudes that like, why are you getting back in the game? Like Lil Durk is going to end up shot, killed, or arrested because of that street life shit he continues to live after he's been a famous rapper.
Yeah.
It's
I
insane, and I hope none of that happens to him. I'm just saying, like the way that we've seen things go, the rappers that are shooting each other and killing each other and doing the dumb shit tend to be the young ones. That's why it's like it's out of the ordinary that like you see Young Thug's kind of like a fucking grown up adult. Like you're supposed to get out of this shit, and he's been involved heavily for like the past obviously like the past like 10 years and doing some deep shit.
you think a level of it comes down to like you're famous, you have a bunch of money and you can have that and still keep the trap bag going like you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's just like how
It's hard to
in
walk
that
away
case,
from.
there's just never too much money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at that point, like if you're making money on the street, like no one's gonna question, and you're already rich, so no one's gonna question you. Like it's. I mean,
We've seen
is it
dudes do it
is it
before, and
smart? No, but like when you break it down and you think about it, like if you can make an extra, X amount of dollars on the street and throw it in, and basically throw it into your clean money, it's already rinsed. Yeah, Johnny, it is greed. It is 100% greed. That's the basis of it. But like,
yeah,
um,
I mean
it,
the whole
but
reason
let's
to
be real
sell
here.
drugs is greed.
Everyone's trying to get their dollar. Everybody is trying to get their dollars because who doesn't need money? Like everybody needs money to survive. You can hate it all you want, hate the capitalist society, but at the end of the day, you need money to live. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This hustling shit's just crazy. You're supposed to get out of that and do the rap thing full time. I mean, that's like every rapper that I've seen successful from like the kind of trap rap or does that. Like 50 Cent was notorious for kind of saying too much on record as far as like naming names and shit and like what he did, like Ghetto Quran and all that.
That's been a whole like I feel like that's been a problem for not a problem, but like I feel like that's been a thing in a lot of hip hop. Like people, I
Self
couldn't give you an
snitching,
example. Yeah, dry snitching,
dry snitching,
dry
but dry
snitching.
snitching on yourself.
Yeah, man. Like I don't. I've never understood it. Like I was even telling a friend the other day. I was just like, I'll never understand somebody that posts a picture of them with a gun and a huge bag of weed. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. Because
That happened in
listen,
my town. A
you're
15-year-old did
in
that on IG, and he got arrested by the end of the night.
that's what I'm saying though. So like even if you're in like a legal state, that's totally fine. That's cool. I don't even care if you have the two. But why are you just being like, "Hey yo, take a picture of me real quick."
I think uh, I learned this when I moved
Instantly,
into.
your eyes on you. Instantly.
Yeah,
Like
you're getting watched. You're put
instantly,
on a
no
list.
matter what.
Like when you get high and you go into Walmart, you don't want everyone in Walmart to know you're high. It defeats the purpose of being like high in public. So I've never understood why people want to commit crimes and then brag about them or do stupid shit like that. But what I did learn, I spent 3 years in North Carolina when I used to live there. It was pretty awful, bad experience. I don't have a lot of good things to say. But what I learned about people over there in a small town where there's not a whole lot going on is that there's not a lot of young people that are growing up aspiring to be the like smartest or even the funniest, nicest, coolest person. They're only focused on being the roughest, toughest, most badass motherfucker. And it's like glorifying Gucci Mane and going to jail and doing that type of shit. But like they're not even hustling. They're just kind of like glorifying the shit and not making money and making bad decisions and then going to jail and never accomplishing anything. And I've seen too many young people do that. And it's like I was telling my chick today, like, I've grown up my entire life listening to this type of music from a young age. Like, my parents didn't stop me from listening to, like, rap and R&B and hip-hop, all that shit when I was young. I've listened to gangster rap forever. Like, The Chronic was 92. I was born in 87. Like, by the time I could recognize anything, that shit was on TV. And it's never made me want to sell drugs or kill people. It's made me want to dress differently, but I've never made that distinction. And I guess there's just a wide array of people in this world, mainly young people, and specifically, I think high school age people are the most impressionable about that sort of thing because they're young, dumb, and impressionable, and they kind of have somewhat of the resources to execute stupid ideas as far as getting high or doing, being a drug dealer at that age or trying to be a hustler, whatever it is, and commit crimes. Like, they just aspire for the wrong thing, man. And it's like I listen to all this music, so I don't want to blame the rappers and say they're all bad role models because there is a lot of good that like the guys we like in Griselda do and do for charity and shit. But they're
Well, just
also like,
a lot of rappers in general. Like, just they have money, so they give back. Like,
yeah. I mean, we can't fix stupid. Stupid people are just going to be impressionable and do this dumb shit.
well,
It's the same thing with like mass shootings. Sadly, like They're just fucking stupid people. We can't fix them.
Yeah. I mean, well, also we just have to like. I mean, a lot of these mass shootings are based off of like hate, like
Hate,
hate crimes, like what I mean.
hate and
Like
mental illness.
you
It's
got
not
the
Call of Duty.
you got dude that shot up the fucking. I think he shot up the synagogue in Pittsburgh. Like, it's a lot of them are just stemmed off of fucking hate crimes. Um, as for like the selling drugs and like that lifestyle, like I mean, like there is a large percentage of people that, I mean, like eh, that is just the life that I mean, like they're think about how many poor people out there that literally are just like, I have to do this or my family's not going to eat type
Yeah,
shit.
that's
You know what I
exactly what
mean?
Biggie
So
rapped
like
about. He was trying to feed his
that's the
daughter.
life. Like that's a hard thing because it's just like, hey, I can make more money doing this. Like a lot of people, I don't want to say there's no choice because obviously there's a choice, but like you got to think like it's a means to an end. But the problem is there has to be an end.
I get it, and I'm not
Like
shitting. I'm not even shitting on drug dealers here. I mean, I'm shitting
no,
on like the whole culture and what spawns the need for you to even have to hustle, that sort of thing. But I understand what's going on there. I mean, it dates back to 94 when Biggie says he's standing on his porch trying to feed his, sell drugs so he could feed his daughter. I understand that you're a product of your environment. If you come from poverty and you live in a shithole or in the middle of the inner city and you don't have an education, you don't have a support system, you don't have the type of breaks that a lot of people get or like white privilege grants you, then it's a
yeah,
hard time and people resort to hustling or prostitution or just crime in general. It
quick because
sucks.
it's quick dollars, it's quick money,
It's quick dollars, and in some
it's easy
people's form,
money. Like
it's the only 9 to 5 full time job that's going to pay them enough money to support their family. Because in a lot of cases, it's going to be like a young hustling drug dealer supporting an entire 8-person family smashed into a project building. You
yeah,
know, and that's it's not. I'm not saying this shit is okay. I'm not saying I even reason with it. I'm saying I understand what you're doing. I understand what's going on, and it sucks. But we're also the government, capitalism, all that shit is creating that system where people can live among the fringe of that lifestyle, selling drugs and shit. Like we've birthed that from the 80s and up. Just I'm not going to get into it because we're going to stay here for another 15 hours, but Google what happened in the 80s with crack and AIDS, specifically the AIDS epidemic, the crack epidemic, Reaganomics. Like a lot of people allege that crack was brought into this country to kill off certain demographics in this country in the inner city and to fund wars. It's fucking crazy. That's a common chaos like
didn't
type of
they,
subject
didn't
though.
they kill? I was gonna say, didn't they kill FBI agent over that shit? Like
Oh, I think a lot
Gary
of shit's
Webb or
gone on
something.
over that, but
Yeah,
I'd have to get on a common chaos podcast before I
yeah,
start
yeah,
saying words
yeah,
like Hillary and murder for hire and all that.
yeah.
What can we say to wrap this up though? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think these guys are going to be in prison? Do you think they'll be free by the end of the year? It's tough.
On the little bit that I've read about it, I don't think they have much on Gunna. Like I think Gunna's kind of like
He's on the
you're just
fringe of maybe getting
you're
out.
just
Yeah,
not even on the fringe of getting out, but you're just like you were just associated, you were there. I wouldn't even be I'd be willing to bet that he's just there just so they could maybe press some information out of him.
I believe that. But if they do go through and this is all RICO, they could slap every single charge he didn't have anything to do with because he was able to profit from said crimes somewhere down, like trickle down economics in a
But
organized crime.
let's think about the lawyers that these dudes have. Like, you know what I mean? Like that holds a whole lot of weight. So I don't know. Gunna I'm 50-50 about. I think I think Young Thug's gonna do some jail time. I think Young Thug's definitely gonna do some jail time. Like you aided in allegedly aided in a murder. Like that's a pretty heavy charge. And like you didn't pull the trigger, but you helped.
Well, they're
And
alleging he's essentially a kingpin to this YSL shit, so they could tack everything onto him, and he could fall for it all. I think he's at the hardest time here, where like
Yeah,
I don't know what the future holds for him.
But again, these dudes have incredible lawyers. So like it's hard to say. It's hard to say. And I am far from an educated on really anything. So but if I was willing to bet, I don't think Gunna's gonna do any jail time, but I think Thug's going to jail for a minute.
Yeah, I would probably lean that way. I don't want any of it to happen, but if I was to put money on this shit to feed my family, then yeah, I'm probably saying Thug's going to jail for a minute, like a few years. Like I don't see how you escape jail time on all this shit when you got picked up and they're already tacking on more felonies. Like it is an uphill battle. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah. Just like it isn't I want it to happen or don't want it to happen. It's a bro, if you did this shit, it has to happen. Like you broke the law. You helped take the life of another human being. Like that's
you tried to kill Wayne. I mean, shit, dude. That's a whole nother episode we'd have to do.
Saying.
On, like,
that's
murder
what I'm saying.
You tried
to orchestrate murders of people. Like that's.
I can understand wanting to kill Wayne though because I heard Rebirth. So
shut the fuck up. I was gonna say boot yourself for a second. But yeah, it is. Hopefully they get that all solved out, and that's about my reaction to it.
I think they're going to jail, man. Well, hopefully by the end of the year we have some more clarity on this, and if there's going to be any future releases. Because I gotta admit, man, I like Young Thug's guest appearances, and I really like Gunna as a rapper. He's fly as shit. I like Pushin P. I like the last 2 albums. So free Thug, free Gunna.
I made the joke Gunna's about to be in there pushing Confessions.
Okay, all right. Let's get out of here.
Pushing C. Drop that shit.
I knew I was fucked.
Pushing C. Pushing C. Pushing